Greetings and welcome to the Rise Up Mama podcast. My name's Vanessa and I help busy women, especially mums, to improve and maintain your health and wellness through positive mindset development, nutrition and fitness coaching. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, I'm on a challenge set by my online marketing coach. And the challenge is I have to produce an audio recording every day for 1 year. Well, I think the welcome back was actually to myself because I have to be honest, I've had my first wobble. Okay. This has inspired me to actually cover the topic that I'm going to speak with you about today. Now, if you are here for the first time, I'm delighted that you're on this journey with me. If you've been following me for the last 9 episodes, then thank you so much for tuning in again. This is day 10, and today I'm going to address the subject of getting spiritually grounded, and I'm also going to touch on the subject of learning how to protect your energy field. And it will make sense as to why I am speaking about these subjects today. Okay. Well, my podcast series, Me versus Me, officially launched this week. I have actually written to my email subscribers, which goes out tomorrow, to launch the podcast to that audience. So I'd be honoured if you are here from the email list and you're wanting to like and subscribe to this podcast channel. I'd really appreciate your support. As I said in my intro, I have a confession to make. I got ahead of my procrastinating self by pre-recording episodes before the launch. So I have a good amount of episodes that are already in my podcast channel, which will be released as, I think they call it like you schedule it. Yes, so I've scheduled those dates in. Sadly, over the last few days I felt stuck and I haven't actually recorded. So as I said in the intro, it's actually a welcome back to myself. Before I go any further about what's been happening and how I've actually, the tools that I've reached to actually overcome the procrastination that was already setting in, I want to ask you, do you find yourself constantly drained by the energy of others? Now, it occurred to me on Sunday evening that I really needed to search for guidance on how to protect my spiritual energetic field. And I will tell you more about this shortly. First of all, I'd like to talk about the subject of getting spiritually grounded. I can remember, I think maybe about 10 years ago, my friend, very close we were at the time, she expressed that she was finding it difficult to stay focused and follow through on her passion. So she seemed to have a different hobby or a different passion of interest like every month. And she went to see, I don't know exactly what type of therapist, but I know she went to see somebody, and they recommended that she became more spiritually grounded. So I want to talk to you about what does this actually mean. Now, for myself, I would actually like to share with you that I know that I am spiritually connected. So, this isn't about me talking to you about religion, but I do, if you're around me a lot, you might hear me talk about source energy, you might hear me talk about my higher self. So I do speak in those terms, but I actually felt that I needed to become more spiritually grounded, and here are some of the signs that I was picking up. Now, as my friend had described 10 years ago, and I will say she went on to become successful when she put her mind to one thing. She actually went on to win awards in the passion that she had all that time, but just needed nurturing. But I'm finding a difficulty to finish projects and to get focused. Now, yes, I am a mum. Yes, I am a grandmother. Yes, I do work. Yes, I do coach. So I know that I've got a busy life, but that's not what I'm actually describing. I obviously stay focused in the moments when I'm doing those different roles. I'm talking about other projects and things that I want to study. So I've started this audio series to help me to stay committed to a long-term project. So as you know, this is a long-term project for a year, and this will help me to exercise a consistency muscle. So that's fantastic. I've already expressed I've had a wobble. But I'm also aware that I'm out of alignment with my exercise routine. And let's just think about, where does energy start? Well, it's great if you can move in the morning. And I was actually taking a walk in the morning. It was only like 20 minutes, to be fair, but it really got me into the right frame of mind for the day. Well, I'm very aware that hasn't happened. I don't know the time span, but I feel a sense of this is actually quite a few weeks now that I haven't done my morning walk. Spending time in nature is really great if you're wanting to become spiritually grounded. So I have opportunities to do that, but even just going for a walk in the morning, you're obviously out in nature, and listening to the birds in the morning as well, and observing like the animals, like dogs that are out for their morning walk with their owners. It all helps you to get that connection. And I also noticed that I was having a difficulty to get into a routine of meditation. So if you're not familiar with meditation yourself, this is about mindfulness. And mindfulness is where you are maintaining a moment-to-moment awareness of your thoughts. Now, I did start to do some meditation, and like I said, the routine has slipped. Ironically, I have meditated this evening, which has been fantastic, and it was only a short meditation, and it was actually a guided meditation. So that's when somebody's talking to you, and the meditation was actually about being grounded. Now, I've just realised I'm standing up to do this recording, and one of the things that you can do to be more spiritually grounded is actually have your bare feet on the ground. So I've actually just taken off my slippers, and again, my feet are now on the ground, so I can feel that connection to the earth. Okay, so being spiritually grounded is described as being centered and balanced within who you are at the soul level. Now, again, like I said, I've got an awareness of my soul journey, and I always say, I'm not a spiritual coach, but my spiritual being, my spiritualness comes into conversations with my clients and just the community that I serve. So I always explain that for me, we are souls having a human experience. But what I've realised again, that there was something that just wasn't, I just felt out of balance. And I've been spending a lot of time online in online communities. I've written to my email list this evening about how you can learn to protect yourself from, to protect your energetic field from negative energy. And like I said, I've been spending more time online, but if you think about it, communication is actually 90% non-verbal. So when you're working in an online setting, you are, for me, working harder with your communication tools, and also receiving communication and interpreting communication. So what I found myself doing is looking up how can crystals help me? And again, I personally feel that was my inner guide that just directed me to finding that information on the internet. Now, if you don't know much about crystals, crystals are minerals that are formed underground, and for thousands of years, crystals and gemstones have been used by healers, and they have actually been well researched on their healing properties. Now, I've got a very small collection. I don't even know how many years, but when I say small, it's like really tiny. But I was so moved yesterday to do research on crystals that can help to repel negative energy. And I purchased 3 new crystals. And the crystals, one of them I'm now wearing around my neck as a pendant. I'm wearing a bracelet. And I've also got a stone which is for near the computer, which is actually to taking the negative energy that comes from electrical devices. I use the computer more or less all day, as I've explained in other shows. But you can also get negative energy and unwanted attention from other people, especially if they're jealous or if they're obsessed. And as you know, if you're listening to this recording in 2021, I've recorded it in March 2021. We're living mainly indoors. We're not really seeing that many people, but I have still been connected, but in an online sense. And I'm meeting more, what I would say, strangers. And I personally feel that I've picked up some negative energy. Maybe there's been actually people can do what they call psychic attacks onto you, particularly if they've got that higher knowledge that you don't have. And I feel that it has actually distracted me. It's had an impact on my energy. I mean, again, in February, when you listen to where I was talking in this podcast, started in February, I was really struggling to even get up and get going in the morning. So like I said, inner guidance has shown me the best steps to take. So that was me getting back into the swing of being back in line with my commitment to producing content for this audio, for this challenge. I hope that this has been of value to you. Like I said, it's just touching on the aspect of being spiritually grounded, and I will come back to this subject as I continue to develop the audio series. And again, I feel quite proud of myself for going back and getting some new crystals, and it's made me do some research on crystals, so you never know. Crystals may be a topic that I bring back up in the future. Now, for yourself, like I said, I'm not a spiritual coach, so I won't be offering spiritual coaching. But if you feel that you are stuck and you're just wanting to get motivated, get up and go, then I would be delighted if you'd have a look at my complimentary online workshop. So it's a workshop that was recorded last year. It's called 7 Steps to a Better You. It will take you through some techniques and some ideas that I've learned. And I know that I'm saying that, energy's been a bit low at the moment, but we have to work through these things. But 7 Steps to a Better You is a great way to get you into an activity mode and give you what I would say a framework of some practical steps where you can actually start to plan out your roadmap and help you to get clarity and direction for where you want to go. So I'll leave the link for that underneath this podcast. Anyway, that's it from me. I have no idea what I'll be talking to you about tomorrow, but that's actually part of the magic I feel of creating this podcast series. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on this journey. And every time you tune in, it helps me to keep going. So I want to keep sharing with you. All right then, you take care. Bye.